American Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
The bigots are going to hate, and the bigots are going to vote for politicians that are screwing the bigots. Now, I got a whole series on this next week. We got to pull it together. We got a lot of stuff to pull together on that. But I'm going to show you a guy who he was a classic working class white bigot, and the economic system has screwed him right up the coal chute. And he's still voting for Republicans. Doesn't get it. So, but I'm not an academic. I'm into politics. I'm interested in the politics of things. I'm an activist. This is activism, and I'm an activist. I'm not an activist about race. I'm not. I'm only an activist about race because it impinges on my real interest, which is class, which is creating an American economy that works for working people again. The American economy used to work for working people, and it doesn't anymore. And it needs to again. And the only way, this is the politics of it, if you want the American economy to work for working people again, you're going to need the votes. You're going to need to get working people to vote to make the economy work for working people again. And if you want to get the votes, if you want to get working people to do that, you got to get the white working people to stop voting race, because that's what they do. And if you want to get white people to stop voting race, you have to cut to the fear. You have to eliminate their fear. You have to show them that their fear is misplaced. There are no hordes of black criminals out there preying on white folks. The criminals preying on white folks are other white folks. And by the way, we know this in the murder rates and murder statistics. The FBI actually studied this. If you're white, the 85% of murders of white people are committed by other white people. The fear of the swarthy menace out there is bogus. It's totally bogus. And as I proved yesterday, the guy that stole your TV is probably a white guy. The problem isn't race, it's poverty. And the problem with poverty is solved by what? Decent wages and full employment. You want to solve the crime problem? Decent wages and full employment are the way to do it. The powers that be don't want decent wages. The powers that be don't want full employment. The powers that be want you afraid of losing your job. They want destitution. They don't want any safety net under you. They want your economic life to be a high wire act with no safety net. If you fall, you die. And they want that to keep you under control. They want to keep you on the job working for what they feel like paying you. They want you to be a wage slave. And they are using your disproportionate, bogus fear of black crime. They're using that fear to keep you from voting for your own interests. Right? The more money working people have, the more money they spend. The more opportunities there are to sell them things. That's the marketplace. That's the great untapped marketplace. There are not enough rich people to buy stuff from the rest of us. That's why wealth doesn't trickle down. It doesn't trickle down for a number of reasons. Reason number one, there aren't enough rich people even having the money they have because they don't spend all their money. And they don't spend it on working people. They don't give it to working people. If you want to create a business environment where you can start up a business, if that's what you want to do. If you want to create an economic environment where there are more customers to come into your shop, you need an economy that benefits. You need an economy that works for working people. And that's my goal. That's what I'm all about. I want an economy that works for working people. I want an economy that does that, and I want you to stop being afraid of the swarthy brown people, of the scary brown people, because they're not nearly as scary as you think they are. What ought to scare you is the power of your employer to kick you around at will. Why doesn't that scare you?
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyle at joelylesradio.com.